Okay. I didn't want to have to make a video on this, but I guess I am now. What's up? The game in the background, I just was wanting to add in something that you can look at. I've been told by people they want something to look at while I'm doing these rant videos. So there's some SWAT 4. This is a really old game, but I enjoy it nonetheless. For you to watch. I die multiple times, and I'm very bad at the game, but I hope you enjoy it. As you could probably tell by the title, this video is going to be about the hashtag free bearing movement that's been going on right now. There's been a lot of things happening in the past 24 hours, or even the past 12 hours, in terms of developments on that, and I did not want to make a video on this, but I already pushed myself too far deep in this situation for me to not do it. So, a little bit of catch up. For those of you who don't know, Bearing was taken off of YouTube yesterday around this time, or around 4 o'clock, and his entire channel was terminated. And if you go there now, if you look up his channel, it will say that it was taken down by a third party due to copyright claims. And there's been with a person of that size, he had 307,000 subscribers. With a person of that size being taken off of YouTube, there is going to be a lot of backlash, and with that, there's going to be a lot of premature outrage, and that doesn't speak well. It doesn't sit well in this community. I'm a person who prefers that there be proof before you go out and you start witch hunting a person. I'm not against witch hunting. I'm not against people going out of their way to ensure that a message gets across to a certain person. But I am against it if there is not enough proof against it. When I first saw the incident, I offered my condolences on Twitter, and I left it at that. I didn't want to make a video on it. I'm not a type of person to milk things for subscribers. This is merely for a place for me to just enjoy myself, sort of vent my opinion. But unfortunately, this is going to be a part of my opinion, that a lot of people have been jumping the gun on this particular situation. Now, I was up last night, and I got a message from my friend FAILE. He also had his channel taken down, but for a completely different reason. And this is on a day that there were a lot of people leaving YouTube. We had Edgy Sphinx, who actually left YouTube. He quit it straight off. But when you have a person quitting YouTube without really saying that, it seems a bit questionable. I had to talk to Naked Ape about this, and yeah, that was interesting. Now, when it comes to FAILE, he got kicked off because of a glitch, apparently, that's been going around YouTube. I don't know anything about that, but this is just what he's told me. Now from Bearing, however, when you go onto his YouTube channel, it says that he's been kicked off because of copyright claims. I looked into this, and yeah, sure enough. However, it sort of hit a dead end there, but that didn't stop other people from making their own streams and going on a tirade on SJWs, claiming that it's the SJWs that did this. You know, it's them because they filed false copyright claims, which I guess has a word of truth, especially in that it's been so broken. Or YouTube's copyright claim system has been so broken, and has been pointed out numerous times recently. But when you have people jumping the gun saying, it was 3 copyrights, it was a group of SJWs that went out of their way to attack Bearing, you don't make your side of the argument any better when you don't provide proof for that. Just people claiming that they did it isn't proof, or it's not enough to sway me. And that's what I was trying to offer when I joined that call, saying that we shouldn't be going out of our way to witch hunt people such as Tim Blake for anything more than that he was an asshole about it. We shouldn't be going out of our way to witch hunt Christiosity for saying things. I didn't even see Christiosity say anything on it, but people were still going out of their way to berate her and saying that she was the one who did it, and that's ridiculous. Just because a person has a certain political standing doesn't mean that they necessarily did this. From what we've heard from Bering, there was only a single copyright claim, and he thinks that it's a glitch from YouTube. But that didn't stop people, especially when I joined that stream that I mentioned. I joined in. There was about 4 or 5 people there, and we talked about like video games, things like that. I tried to sort of derail the conversation for the sake of it being more interesting, because they had been going on for like 2 hours now. So I joined and I told them oh whatever, and then we moved on to video games, and we started talking about video games and things that were coming out, and how YouTube's been screwing us over with streaming, things like that. And while that happened, though, it brought it back around to Bering, and there was one particular female in there who, I'm not going to name a name, but you can find the video elsewhere on somewhere if you look up failure accomplished. There was a woman in there who was going on a tirade, claiming that, and I'm assuming that she was a content producer as well. But the things that she said were so intellectually dishonest that it hurt to stay in that call. I ended up actually just leaving the call, and just because of the fact that I felt like I was going to explode while I was in there. I couldn't go on with a conversation with a person that wasn't willing to accept the fact that they didn't have all the facts. We didn't know too much, because again, when you go into and make when you decide to take action this early, you end up making your argument seem less than what it could be if it was built up properly. If you take the time to actually collect your thoughts and collect your evidence towards your argument, you can make it a lot better, and you can sound a lot more collected. You can sound a lot more notable and reliable as a source. But that wasn't what happened, and that it makes me kind of sad, honestly, with some of the people and some of the individuals who I know as friends who just jump to conclusions that fast. I consider these people to be rather reliable sources, but then that happened, and I guess everybody makes mistakes, but they're not willing to accept those mistakes at the moment. So, but yeah, I am kind of done with this. There's a petition at the moment. I expressed the fact that I don't think a petition's going to do anything. Not that it has. There's more signatures on one to change the White House to the Black House and paint it all black than there are for this Bering one, and I don't think that there's going to be much happens. But again, anything to show support, right? It's not really going to do much more than show support, and that's a nice thing. So I'll link that in the description as well. But like I said, I'm working on a video as well. At the moment, I'm editing right now. It's for the 100 subscribers thing. I think we've passed that. We've been past it for a while. At the moment we're at 120 subscribers. That's sweet. Thank you so much, guys. I'm putting out a video for that soon. But yeah, I'm done with this video. I'm really bad at ending videos, especially rant videos. But Thanks. Thank you.